Picture this. It's a quiet Tuesday morning in September 2020 at Whangaroa Harbor in far northern New Zealand. A fishing boat named Good Times gently rocks in the clear blue waters. But this isn't a typical fishing trip. Inside the cabin, 60-year-old commercial fisherman Tangaroa Deont is making a phone call, one that would change everything. He's not speaking to fish buyers or meteorologists. He's negotiating with one of the world's most dangerous criminal organizations, Mexico's Sinaloa Cartel. What followed would uncover a chilling network stretching from New Zealand's peaceful shores to the drug tunnels of Tijuana, a secret connection that turned quiet Kiwi ports into international gateways for drug empires. The origin of a network. It began in 2018 when Australia deported 14 members of the Comancheros motorcycle gang to New Zealand under its controversial 501 policy. These weren't low-level criminals. They were hardened gang members with direct ties to the Sinaloa Cartel, the same organization once led by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Detective Superintendent Greg Williams of New Zealand's National Organized Crime Group warned at the time, "It's concerning. We expect the Comancheros will try to establish themselves in the drug market here." He was right. The gang announced their arrival with a now infamous Instagram post showing 6 men wearing black and gold colors standing beside gold-plated motorcycles. The caption welcomed new members to New Zealand and boldly declared the opening of another chapter. Behind the flashy photos was something more sinister. These weren't just local gangsters posing for attention. They had direct access to South American cocaine labs and Mexican border tunnel networks, an operation far bigger than New Zealand had ever faced. The Mexican connection takes root. While the Comancheros made headlines, another story unfolded quietly. Angel Gabriel Gavito Alvarado had settled in Tauranga, posing as a typical immigrant. In reality, he was a trusted cartel agent responsible for managing Mexican drug operations in New Zealand. His task: move large quantities of drugs, funnel profits back to Mexico, and build distribution networks. To the cartels, New Zealand was a gold mine. Methamphetamine and cocaine fetched prices up to 10 times higher than in Mexico. Extending their reach across the Pacific made strategic and financial sense for cartels already adept at moving drugs through sophisticated tunnels at the U.S.-Mexico border. Operation Tarpon, the inside man. In September 2020, Detective Sergeant Steve Matar noticed suspicious behavior from Tangaroa Deont. He had been spotted meeting with an Australian underworld figure. Although Deont claimed he was sailing overseas, he was secretly living on his boat, Good Times, making contact with drug suppliers. Police intercepted calls that revealed a bold plan. Deont's crew aimed to import 200 kilograms of cocaine hidden inside shipping containers arriving at the port of Tauranga. They needed an insider, someone who could access the containers before customs inspections. That man was Maurice Oliver Swinton, a 44-year-old stevedore employed at the port. He had criminal ties and was promised $250,000 to locate and extract the right shipment. Another recruit was Tama W. Tai, a headhunters gang member recently released from prison. He quickly reconnected with Deont and joined conversations with cartel contacts. By early 2021, the group was fully operational. Deont signaled that the shipment, codenamed 27, would arrive on March 27, 2021. But intercepted calls soon revealed something dangerous. The group planned to steal the shipment without paying. For an organization known for ruthless retaliation, this was a deadly gamble. The Comancheros' expanding empire. While Operation Tarpon targeted Deont's network, the Comancheros were building their empire with direct links to Mexican cartels. Under leaders like Xiana Faca Ocilea, who became national commander at just 20 years old, The gang was moving record volumes of drugs and laundering millions. A parallel police investigation, Operation Nova, revealed encrypted communications between the gang and the Sinaloa cartel. The Comancheros imported methamphetamine from Mexico and cocaine from South America. In one conversation, a senior member asked an accountant if he could transfer $5 million to Mexico. The accountant replied, "We have more than $3 million sitting in Dubai." The money laundering operation was global. Drug profits flowed through bank accounts in China, Hong Kong, Zambia, Cambodia, and Thailand before reaching Mexico. The gang used luxury cars, real estate, and international shell companies to hide its wealth. Police found gold-plated motorcycles, multiple high-end vehicles, and hundreds of thousands in cash at the home of Vice President Tyson Daniels in affluent Auckland suburbs. Port of Tauranga, Ground Zero. The Port of Tauranga became the central hub for these operations. Its massive container yards were nearly impossible to fully inspect. Operation Tarpon revealed how Deont's team planned to exploit this vulnerability, hiding cocaine inside legitimate shipping containers, likely within refrigeration units. Swinton, with his credentials, would locate the shipment and direct equipment to retrieve it, but the plan fell apart. On March 23, 2021, Deont informed WTI that the shipment had been delayed. Later that day, he confirmed it would not go ahead. Police believe the cartel may have uncovered their betrayal or discovered the investigation. Still, Deont had already successfully smuggled smaller amounts earlier that year, including 300 grams of cocaine found hidden in equipment from South America. Converging criminal networks. By 2021, multiple groups were active in New Zealand, all connected to Mexican cartels. The Comancheros continued their operations, while Deont's group maintained separate cartel ties. This created a dramatic rise in drug inflow, culminating in events like the December 2023 break-in at the port of Tauranga. 3 men dressed as workers entered the container area at night, probing for weak points in security. Though no drugs were found, the incident demonstrated the scale and sophistication of cartel-linked efforts. In a separate incident, 26 kilograms of cocaine worth $12 million were discovered hidden in a refrigeration unit after security staff noticed tampering. The law enforcement response faced with growing cartel influence, New Zealand launched major crackdowns. Operation Nova seized 11 kilograms of methamphetamine and 39 kilograms of cocaine worth more than $25 million. Authorities froze nearly $4 million in assets. Operation Tarpon, meanwhile, dismantled what would have been the largest cocaine importation attempt in the country's history, arresting 8 people, including gang members and the corrupt port worker. Investigations revealed that professionals, lawyers, accountants, and business owners were instrumental in enabling these networks. One man, Talat Rahman, coordinated meth shipments and offered wholesale prices of $120,000 per kilogram. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison. Global implications. The cartel's move into New Zealand marked a major evolution. For decades, they relied on tunnel systems at the U.S.-Mexico border, some over 2,000 feet long and equipped with rails and ventilation. But the Pacific route offered new opportunities. The Pacific Drug Highway, stretching 7,000 nautical miles, enabled smugglers to bypass militarized borders and target high-value markets like New Zealand and Australia. The Sinaloa cartel's entry into the Pacific was a strategic expansion. Already active in Canada, Europe, and Asia, they diversified further to reduce risk and tap into new markets where drug prices were exceptionally high. The human cost behind the multi-million-dollar operations lies a dark reality. Cartel-connected gangs brought a surge in violence to New Zealand. Shootings, arson, home invasions, and turf wars. Communities saw addiction rates soar. Wastewater testing in 2024 showed meth use had doubled to record levels, despite record-breaking seizures. Vulnerable populations were targeted for recruitment and sales. The toll extended beyond users, affecting families, employers, and entire neighborhoods. An ongoing threat. Despite major operations, the threat remains. New criminal groups continue to emerge and build cartel ties. Recent arrests include senior gang members linked to attempts to import 200 kilograms of methamphetamine through daylight port operations. In 2025, experts warned that New Zealand is losing the fight against organized crime and urged urgent reform, particularly in anti-money laundering. Australian authorities also confirmed that cartels are increasingly targeting Oceania due to tighter European security amid conflicts like the war in Ukraine. These virtual tunnels are more flexible and difficult to dismantle. Recent prosecutions show just how international these operations are. Participants span countries like Mexico, Fiji, China, the US, and Canada. Drugs come from South America, while money flows globally. The road ahead. The fight against cartel infiltration in New Zealand is now a front in the global war on drugs. Traditional border checks won't suffice. It requires intelligence sharing, financial tracing, and relentless international cooperation. The stakes are enormous. The cartel's reach threatens national security, democracy, and public health. This criminal tunnel wasn't built with concrete. It was constructed with greed, corruption, and transnational cooperation. And tonight, as the country sleeps, that tunnel still exists, waiting for the next shipment, the next scheme, the next chapter in an ongoing criminal saga. The question is not if the cartels will return, but whether we will be ready when they do.